Thank you very much, Jay. First, giving honor to our Savior. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Mayor's Breakfast here at the Stockman Club this morning. And I want to introduce my fellow council members that's here, starting with Mrs. Helen Noriega. Mr. Donnie Wharton. Mr. George Nava. Mr. Sam Couchman. I don't think he's here this morning, but I want to give thanks to our former council member, Miguel Miranda, that worked with us for the last 4 years and helped with some of the city issues. I want to thank staff, and I want to thank the chamber and the Stockman Club for helping put this on this morning. It gives me great privilege to be here representing the city, and sometimes I have to pinch myself being the mayor for a wonderful city. And Sam Couchman and I was talking this morning, and we talked about how time flies, and it's been a few years, and it's been enjoyable. When you realize how fast time flies, it's like, man, did I miss something? Is there something else I could have done? But it really gives me pleasure to be here this morning, and for all this distinguished guests to be here for this breakfast. And we're going to talk about some of the activities that went on in the city of Brawley and some of the things that we're looking forward to. Can everybody hear me in the back? Okay, just looking at the city of Brawley in a brief glance, and we're a population of about 25,000 at the present time. A little over 8,200 house units. Our medium household income is just a little bit over 41,000. And as you can see, Brawley has grown just a bit and still tends to grow a little bit, and we're looking at moving those numbers forward as things come along. The next slide, and I asked Roseanne, I said, I want you to put this slide at the top of the list, because we as a council, and I've said this before in our meetings, we want to deal with the tough questions and the tough things that's going on in the city. And looking ahead at the closure of National Beef, that really hit us hard. I want to give a big thanks to the ad hoc committee, the IID, the county, the city of Brawley, and my fellow council members, Mr. George Nava and Mr. Donnie Wharton, for working on that. They've done everything they could to help solve that issue. And I think things are still going on, but I just want to mention that we're still looking forward, and we've contacted our legislatures to help those displaced employees, so they don't go down and file for assistance and you got 1,400 people standing in line that's needing help. So they've promised us that they're going to do something with EDD to try to help move that forward. We're going to continue to work hard for our sales tax base. Our wastewater treatment plant, as you guys know, here in the last couple of years, the city of Brawley invested $25 million in the wastewater treatment plant. Several years back, we invested a little over $30 million in our water treatment plant. That is solid infrastructure that you have to have for a city to grow. And I'm proud of the staff and previous council members and the present council members to help make that happen. Some quick facts. The active activity units that we have right now accounts is a little over 5,500. Active business license accounts as of December 3rd of 2013 is 954. So that shows that we're trying to stay active. We're after that economic opportunity out there. Community development services. We get a lot of kudos from that group of folks. Mr. Francisco Soto working with developers and working with people that's coming in to try to help move that process forward. And as Tim mentioned, we're really championing economic development in this area. And we encourage our staff as council members, work with these folks, try to get them in, encourage them to come to our city and help the growth. Quick facts about the number of building permits. You can see from 2010 up until 2013, there was 230 building permits purchased that year. And that's not bad. That's not bad with the nature of the economy and what's going on right now. So that shows that we're still trying to be active, and those are good, solid numbers. Some quick facts on the property value. As you can see, in 2013, those permits that were purchased creates a property value of $11 million. You know, all that just for clarification, as you know, that all that money doesn't go to the city of Brawley. That's what those permits were for. That shows a reflection on what that property value was at that time. So I think that's very good for us, you know, and I encourage staff to keep up that good work. This next slide is we just completed a strategic planning session on Tuesday. And I want to thank our Councilmember Donnie Wharton for leading us in that. A lot of the public attended that, and we had a really good brainstorming session, if I may call it. And that first item up there is financial stability. And I want to say this, and not that in the past that we wasn't working hard to make sure we had a balanced budget, but I can tell you, last year, the city of Brawley had a balanced budget without spending reserve for the first time in 10 years. That's something to be proud of. And I spoke to Rosanna and the staff, and I told them, you know, they made some tough decisions. We made a lot of adjustments with personnel. Our employees did more with less to make that happen. And as you know, as business folks, you know it's hard to do that. Sometimes you have to make some tough decisions, and we're up to the challenge, and we made that happen. And just that one point, I want to give our staff here and our city manager and my council here a round of applause for that. Decent streets, we always talk about that. In 2003, we started with the street program, with the ARAM, and I can tell you, up until last year, we did 86 streets, like $6 million, not including South Dogwood, Rio Vista, Western, and a lot of times people say, well, why didn't you do this street over here? Well, you would really like to do them all at the same time, but just not enough money. So I think our staff do a real good job in planning and staging and going out and evaluating these streets and trying to get them done. And I think we're moving forward with that. And I'm really proud to say that we're focused on that, guys. Believe me, I know there's potholes and stuff out there, but we're working on it. Believe me. Leader in downtown business revival, and we talked about this real hard at our strategic meeting. We realize downtown is not what it used to be, and things are moving in different areas, but what we would like to see is downtown become more of an entertainment center for people to go and walk and eat and sit down and listen to music and visit with their family and friends, in that nature. Reliable water, sewer, and stormwater infrastructure. And again, I mentioned that. I think we're on track. We have a state-of-the-art wastewater treatment plant and water plant. I think our staff and council and has done a marvelous job with that. Cleanest and most attractive city. And we're really working hard on that. I think our staff do a good job trying to maintain that, and we have to stay focused on that. Nobody wants to come to a rundown, ugly city, if I may say. And that's the way we talk as a council. We want to make sure that we're noticing things and we're listening to people when they call. When people have concerns, not just complaints, but when they have concerns, we hear them and we react. 2013-2014 budget outlook. And as you know, with some of the things that's going on right now, we have some real serious decisions to make. But our overall budget is a little over $61 million. And I have to give our finance department some kudos too. They've done a real good job keeping those numbers solid, working with the auditors, keeping us in balance, telling the council, you don't have that. You know, if you don't have it, don't spend it. And I appreciate that from our folks. And adopting a balanced budget wasn't an easy thing to do. Now I want to bring that up again. That was real serious work for us. The public-private partnership with some of our parks and recreation that goes on. You know, and these folks ask me dearly, don't mention names, and I understand that. But, you know, the folks out there that you see working out in the parks and stuff, that's doing this work behind the scenes and not wanting to take the credit for it, I thank them so much for that. Being a small community the way we are with limited funds, there's just no way that you could have 200 acres of parks and keep them up the way we do without help. This here is the phase 9 of the street project. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see the streets up there, but there's about 32 streets there. And this is the neighborhood on the north side of the Parkview substation there. And again, I give our staff a lot of credit for keeping this going. With Measure D funds and some of the other funds that's going on, that's 32 streets that's going to be rehabbed, and that project is ongoing as we speak right now. So that's something that's real important to the city and to our residents. This is Eastern Avenue, just one of the projects that was done here in the past. Approximately $910,000 invested in that, and this is what a street looks like when it really needs work. This is Riverway right there on the corner going north, right there next to the substation. We put curb and gutter and completely redid that street. This is Panel Drive, and I'm really excited about getting this road open. I think that's going to give us the ability to do more commercial development on the west side of Highway 86 there at Panel Road. I was just there yesterday coming back from visiting some friends in that area. You really realize how easy it would be to go straight up to the light and hit 86 and go which way you want to go instead of going down to Legion or going all the way out to Calicut Drive. I think that's going to give us a lot of access. And again, I think they're on schedule for this to be open mid this month. In another 2 or 3 weeks, that should be done. This is the Brawley Airport with a $4 million grant from the Aviation Administration. We're redoing the asphalt and doing some runway work there. And this airport is run by the city with a lot of help from the community, and this project right now is ongoing right now too, and that's going to be a really nice project, taking care of that hangar area, repaving when that's finished. You know, in the past we talked about hopefully getting something going on out there, a little cafe or a lounge for the pilots when they come in, the ones that do come and visit our city, somewhere for them to go and relax for just a bit. This is the La Paloma subdivision on Mayland, if you guys are familiar with that. And unfortunately, a lot of different cities have had issues with some projects going bad, and it happens. Development, that happens. And dealing with the bottling company, we were able to recover some of those funds. So what we're going to do is go in there and finish up those streets and bring those streets up to level where the street sweeper can go in there and take care of it and maintain that area. It's kind of hard to maintain an area when you've got a 2, 3, 4, 5 inch gap in the streets and don't have the proper street signs and lights and stuff. And I think we owe it to that community that lives there to go in there and get that finished. And that area in the blue is west of the housing, which is going to be one of the entrances off of Mayland. And we're looking forward to getting that finished. Opportunity for downtown business revival, Main Street. And it's been such a pleasure to see some of the activity that's gone on in downtown. Taking back Main Street, mariachi, the farmers markets that's been going on. And I tell you, it's the event that we attended, the mariachi night, to see that many people out just relaxing and listening to good music and having fun downtown, it brings back a lot of memories to some of the cities that we go visit, of some of the atmosphere that they have downtown. And again, I want to say thank you to Donnie and George for working on that, bringing back Main Street, that first go around with the, if I can get this right, the Lucha Libres. Did I pronounce that right, George? We talked about it at our meeting, we talked about some of the wrestlers and stuff, and I said, guys, I don't know if we have anybody that can fly around like those guys do. That was really exciting for the kids. And we're looking forward to having our chili cook-off there and a lot of other events downtown Main Street, bringing that back where it should be. We have a really, really unique downtown in that area right there. And I look forward to working with everybody involved in the chamber and our business folks in the community to make that happen. I think that's going to be really good. Downtown, some of the events, as you can see, Farmers Market, Taking Back Main Street, the chili cook-off, Cesar Chavez Family Festival is going to be down there this year, Battle of the Bands, Mariachi Night, and those companies and businesses over to the right is some of those that really help us to make that happen. Because as you know, these events, it takes a lot of time and effort, and a lot of times a lot of money to make it happen. So we really appreciate all the help that we get from everybody to make that happen. I'm kind of rushing along here because I know you guys come here for a good breakfast and see what's going on in the city and not just hear me talk, right? The investment in downtown, again, with the goal line, I really want to say thank you to ICTC and the county and the city, the legislature that helped put this money together to make this happen. If you can see where those two pickups are parked at, right there. That used to be the old El Centro Motors parking lot, and I think the service station. Not realizing I think there was 3 underground storage tanks in that area that wasn't discovered until this project got started. And I can tell you, the folks that made that happen stuck together and got that project, and it threw us a little bit behind, but it didn't stop things. And now you look at that, and it is a really, really nice facility that gives us the ability to move folks around throughout the city and have a really, really nice facility right there. The EOC renovation and the EOC, where we just had a couple of meetings at, and it's really nice to have a facility like that where you can hold kind of meetings and have people come and visit our public safety. And as you can see, those 2 handsome gentlemen on that photo is our fire chief on the left, Mike, and Chuck on the right there. I really appreciate what these guys do for us. I said police chief. I said chiefs. You know, but that's right. Hey, us married guys, we know how it works. It's okay. It's okay, honey. But they are our chiefs, our fire chief and police chief, and I'm really, really proud to say that these guys do a good job in our community. I'm glad to have them on board. As you know, Mike is the new police chief to our area, and again, I want to welcome him on board to the city of Brawley, and we're glad to have him. Really, we're glad to have him. Recognizing the importance of public safety, this is just some of the activities with the graphic abatement program, the reserve police officer program, and those 2 gentlemen on the right. Those are volunteer reserves that come in and want to help. You know, people that want to help in the community to help keep things right. We're really proud of that. You know, and as things move and people are promoted, new people come in, it gives opportunity for movement within the city. And this is some of that happens. The new fire marshal position, some of our firefighters being promoted up, and I don't know how I got in that picture, but I was proud to be there with the guys. That's really exciting to see. And as you can see, those smiles, the happy smiles of people being promoted and advancing up in the grid, and that's really good. We're proud of that. This is really dear to my heart here. This is Officer Valdez and Officer Garcia working with DOJ and some of the school resource officers. It's really important that these guys are visible on our campus. We all know, we all have children, have raised children. There's some things go on campus that if these guys can recognize and put a stop to before it gets out in the street is really, really important. And I can tell you, we get a lot of positive comments back about the work that these guys do on campus with our children. And it's nothing like seeing a bunch of little kids, and older kids too, run and grab these officers by the leg and hug them because they appreciate them. And these guys too, they give them the time and attention and give them the stick-on badges, and just to see a child smile with that badge, because now they think they got power, you know. And I want to thank our officers and our police department for making that happen. This is the Veterans Memorial, as you guys can see on the right, our city hall. Really proud of some of the activities that goes down there with our veterans and that facility. As you can see, that picture kind of looks funny, but I just kind of wanted to show that right there in between where those 2 cars is, there's a pizzeria going on that's going to open up in that spot right there. Because we've had some things going on downtown that's not real pretty. And I just wanted to show that people are still wanting to go downtown, and we encourage that. I think it's important that we do what we can with downtown to make it as best we can to encourage people to want to move down there. The Brawley Community Foundation. This is another adventure that I really hope that comes to fruition. This group of folks is really working hard, looking for grants and stuff to try to get this theater back open in another venue downtown that would help downtown grow. And we're really working hard. And we're going to work with them to try to help make that happen. The library. I can't say enough about our library. Marjo, our librarian is here today. Some of the programs that is put on there, and the Wi-Fi connection, the services that we provide to the public and to grown-ups, you'd be surprised how many people go through the library on a daily basis to get the education needs and just to read and hang out and study. The Lambs, you guys have probably seen the Lambs bus that's all over the valley that's helping kids, working with literacy. And Marjo, I want to say thank you for all the work that you guys do there. It's really positive. And Brawley is known for this library here on Main Street and the one over on Del Rio also. Thank you guys very much. Focusing on our parks. This right here is something that we're really looking forward to come to happening. This is the LSU Root Park over on River, and that $2.7 million that you see up there, this park is going to be fantastic. It's going to have a splash pad. It's going to have a walk path. They're going to redo all the park equipment. And sometime I'm thinking next year this project will be kicked off and getting started. But we're really looking forward to this. This is going to be one of the first parks, I think, in Brawley with some of these with the splash pad and stuff like that, and the kids are really looking forward to that. And we're looking forward to it too. I don't know who's going to get wet first over there, but the council may have to try it out first. Weeksville, and again, you see that $20,000 approximately what it costs to redo that field. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys have been by there, but drive by there and take a look at that. They did a really good job with that, and I want to thank Mike, and I'm just going to say Mike and leave it at that, okay? And Jim. That field is really nice with all the volunteer help and everything. Our high school and other ball players that's going to be visiting our community to play ball there is going to be really proud of that. Missouri Park, the Anthony Garcia Foundation, another park that the volunteers has really worked on to get that park up to where it needs to be really nice. And again, talking about moving forward with housing and projects. The Garcia subdivision is on its way and in good shape. Florentine Estates, that's over on Legion. They're looking at putting more homes in that area. They've approached the city, and I think that's ongoing. Victoria Estates over on Malin, I believe they've got 60 lots that they're going to go in and start building there. So as you can see, things are starting to come back. La Valencia is another housing project that's ongoing. And, we always talk about it. Along with rooftops, you have to provide a service so it doesn't pay all the bills. So you need commercial and rooftops. You got to have both to make things work. So that's why we're really pushing hard to get more commercial into the area. This is just a real quick view of some of the businesses that has already came in. Save a Lot, Fred Lawyer Insurance, GNC, Starbucks, Donut Avenue, Family Dollar 1 and 2. The Snap Fitness is in construction right now. That's there over by the donut shop in the Vons area. Burger King is being built as we speak. There's a new AT&T store going in between where Starbucks is in that facility. Vons Building Center, I'm not sure if you guys have heard about that, but Vons is looking at putting in fuel service station right there by the Bank of America ATM machine there in the parking lot there. And that is ongoing as we speak. And the opportunity on Panel Road, and again, I'll bring that up because what that does, I think, is it creates movability and make things easier to be accessed for folks in the city. So as you can see in a real quick brief, I mean, we've had some things go on, but there's been some positive things that's happening in the city. And I know time is getting short, but if I may, if you guys don't mind, I want to close by saying this. There's been some things that have happened in our city. We've stayed focused, and I will ask, you guys know me, I ask that we stay humble, we stay disciplined, and stay focused. And a lot of times in my prayers, I ask God to help us be more like Job. Job was one that had a lot and he lost a lot, but being disciplined and staying humble, God chose him as the one to be tested. And at the end of Job, as you know, he was rewarded with many, many blessings. And I want to congratulate my council members and our staff for dealing with all the swarm of earthquakes and fires and the RDA going away from the state and federal level, National Beef closing, and that's just right in our backyard. And there was never a bad word or a bad conversation about what was happening. We just buckled it up and tried to get it done. And that's what we're here to do as elected officials. So I want to say thank you to all of you that attended this morning to this wonderful breakfast. The breakfast was fantastic, and the chamber always puts on a good event. The Stockman Club always puts on a good event. And I just ask that God continue to bless you guys and your families this morning. Thank you very much.